Evan Daniels is our recruiting expert. It's been a while since we've checked in with him. He joins us now. And Evan, since we talked to you last, Scout.com has come out with their new rankings. Can you take us through where some of the UK guys are now ranked in your recruiting rankings?
TJ, after scouring the country during the high school season, we have updated our 2013 top 100, and it shouldn't be a surprise the Kentucky commits all fared very well. Andrew and Aaron Harrison checked in at number 3 and number 4 overall. James Young, the number 10 overall prospect in 2013. And then Kentucky's big man, Dakari Johnson, is 18, and Marcus Lee made the biggest jump from the low 30s up to number 21. Derek Willis was not ranked, but Kentucky's six commits and signees in their 2013 class. It is the number 1 class in the 2013 class rankings. This is a great group, has a little bit of everything. Like I said, Marcus Lee made the biggest jump. I've been really impressed with his athleticism and ability to run the floor, and I think he's improving as a shot blocker. So this is another great class for Kentucky.
One of the guys who could be joining that class is Julius Randle, and it's been pretty quiet around him lately. What's the latest with his recruitment?
The long-awaited decision from Julius Randle is getting close, TJ. I think he's gearing up to make a decision here in the near future. He finished his final official visit to Kansas this past weekend. I think it's status quo with Kentucky and some of these other schools. He kind of has everybody guessing right now. I'm not really sure where he wants to go at this point. I think he's going to meet with his mother and one of his advisors, and I think he'll probably work for a decision date here in the next couple weeks. Maybe could go into the early spring, but I think he's ready to get this over with. He's seen all the schools. He certainly talked to them, had in-home visits with everyone. So I think he's gearing up to make a college choice here in the near future.
Randle, of course, is along with Aaron Gordon and Andrew Wiggins, a group of 3 players Kentucky is still in the mix for. If you had to rank those 3 guys from first to third in order of the likelihood they would be at Kentucky next year, what order would you put them in?
You know, if I had to rank those 3 as far as Kentucky and who they could possibly get, I would probably go Wiggins, Gordon, and then Randle. You know, they still have an official visit coming with Andrew Wiggins. He's been on campus 2 times. Obviously, Florida State is their stiffest competition, but Kansas and North Carolina also getting visits. I think there's a lot to play out there. You know, most have believed that Andrew Wiggins is a Florida State lean, but there's still a lot to play out, and I think that decision is going to go until late spring. And you know, Andrew's not ready to make a decision right now. Still a lot to play out. He's going to see these schools and talk to everybody. And then with Aaron Gordon, it's a situation, does he want to leave the West Coast or not? You know, he has some good options out there with Arizona, Washington, and then added Oregon to his list. I thought it was really interesting when he added Oregon to his list, actually. Why did he add another school? Is he going to go visit them again? Still a little for us to figure out with the Aaron Gordon situation. And then I just broke down Julius Randle. Has a handful of schools involved, and I think we're going to see something from him in the near future.
Now, Dakari Johnson is going to take an official visit this weekend, and he plays a position where Kentucky has kind of struggled this season. What type of impact do you think he can make as a freshman next year?
Dakari Johnson is set to take his official visit to Kentucky this weekend, and TJ, I think he's a guy that can really help them out of the gate with his rebounding. I think he's arguably the best rebounder in the 2013 class, and while he's not a great athlete, he's a guy that really knows how to use his size and gets great position inside. So as a freshman, I think he can really help with the rebounding. He's also got this big, strong body, can carve out space, and has pretty good touch on some of his offensive moves. So I think he's a guy that can certainly help them in the paint from both a rebounding and even an offensive standpoint.
Now, a new name locally that has popped up lately is Emmanuel Owuatua from Cordia. A lot of teams on his radar. What do you know about Emmanuel, and what's his recruitment like?
TJ, a big name around the state recently is Emmanuel Owuatua, plays for Roderick Rhodes, a former Kentucky player. A number of schools have been in to see him recently. I know Seton Hall was in this week. West Virginia was in this week. Kentucky has stopped by, and if they keep winning in their districts, I think they may go look at him again. He's a 5'9" point guard, has pretty good speed. Not a ton known about him at this point. I think he's probably a backup guy for Kentucky, but we'll have to continue to watch that situation, because if they go down there and evaluate him again, then I think things could maybe heat up a little more.